Hi, everybody. It's Monday, and welcome to Devotions. It's the beginning of a new week, and tomorrow it'll be the beginning of the second half of the year. Time is flicking by. Craig Gainsford gave us a lovely message in his video last week, and the title of that video, if you like, was But God. And the essence of the message was that no matter how bad the times may get, how difficult life may get, or confusing, we can always say, but God is in charge. God is with me. But God. It was a wonderful message. I want to look at one of the stories from Jesus' life and to see how the word but is used. You know, but means nevertheless. So I might say, I feel like staying in bed this morning. It's cold and this is a nice warm duvet, but I've got to go to work. Or maybe I've got to go to church. And I'd like to read the story now. And you'll hear the word but coming through quite a few times. And as they were walking along the road, a man said to Jesus, I will follow you wherever you go. Jesus replied, foxes have holes, birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. He said to another man, follow me. But the man replied, but Lord, first let me go and bury my father. Jesus said to him, let the dead bury their own dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God. Still another said, I will follow you, Lord, but first let me go back and say goodbye to my family. Well, Jesus replied, no one who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is fit for service in the kingdom of God. Now, there are three ways in which but is used in that story. And the first one is the but about Jesus himself. He says, foxes have holes, birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Jesus chose the tough path of following his father's call. He could have stayed comfortably in Nazareth and lived there all his life. But he heard the call of his father and he followed and he lived out his mission as the Messiah of Israel instead. We see in the Garden of Gethsemane how Jesus, on the night before he was crucified, facing terrible danger and death, praying, Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me, but nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Jesus chose to live in the way that his Father was calling him. And the reason he did it was for you and for me, prepared to lay down his life. The second but is our but. These two men who came to Jesus, the first one said, but first let me go and bury my father. And the second one said, but first I've got to go and say goodbye to my family. Well, we've got lots of buts. I've got lots of buts. But Lord, I know you're calling me to this, but I'm so busy at the moment. Or, but I'm retired. Let somebody else do the work. Or, but I'm too old. Or, but I'm not qualified. But I want to keep this cash. I need it. And many buts. We could make a long list of the buts. Jesus said to the man who wanted to bury his father, and this is the third but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God. In other words, Jesus is saying, I know all about those things. I know what you're saying, and I understand. But I'm telling you, calling you to work for the kingdom of God. And that is a very deep, deep challenge to all of us who want to follow Jesus. Putting him first. You know, the first of the 10 commandments is, you shall have no other gods before me. Putting God first is the first commandment. And if anything gets in the way of that, that is then against the will of God. Well, we love God. We love Jesus because he loved us first. He put us first in everything. He calls us to do the same and to put him first. Well, let's consider the buts we have in our hearts and minds as we go into this week and seek to be able to yield ourselves, as Jesus did, to the will of his Father. Well, may God bless you, and may you have a wonderful week. God go with you. Bye for now.